Hello? Hello? Checking 1, 2. I think it's not going yet. It's hard to know when you go. But I might be going right now. So, hello everybody. It's 12 o'clock. It's noon o'clock where I am. Today is the 14th day of the 5th month of the 12,019th year. Counting on January 21st, I suppose. Or 1st, not 21st. Oh! Welcome to the show. It's me, Skizmo Mitch. I'm here at Safe Word Studios, streaming to you live through the darkness. I'm not ready yet. Everything's a fucking total mess right here. Yeah. Just 1 second. Hello to the show. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. people who are listening to us live and people who are listening to us after we're live, post-live, we like to call that. Here's Josephine, LaRosephine. What are you doing?
Making tea and toast.
Tea and toast? Because you're sick? Is that what you eat when you're sick?
Yeah, comfort food, man.
That was the, recommendation for much of my youth when you were ill is tea and toast. So, well, that was some music we were listening to, and I've got more music to listen to later for when I don't have anything else to say. And then we can listen to music. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning. Ugh. Alright, I've got nothing to talk about. I'm out of notes. Totally out of notes.
Totally.
There's nothing to talk about.
We don't need notes. We don't need no stinking notes.
We don't need no stinking notes. Alright, I guess we're talking about religion then. Did anything religious happen in the world?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm sure every day.
Every day something religious happens.
Yeah.
I heard that the Pope arrested Galileo Galilei for saying that the Earth goes around the sun. Put him under house arrest and told him he had to read Psalms every week.
Oh no.
Yeah. I heard that his daughter, though, was like, you know what, Dad? I'll do your reading for you. And she talked to the Pope and said, is it okay if I do his reading punishment? And the Pope said, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, and that's stupid.
That's
Isn't that
really
a stupid
strange.
fucking story? The Pope thought he was right. The Pope thought he was helping Galileo not listen to demons, you know. He thought Galileo was just an uppity arsehole who was trying to be famous and trying to get attention and just be stupid and start fights because he's a dick.
Prideful and
Yeah,
his brain
prideful.
that he could be so smart.
And deceived, right? Deceived by a liar. So, you know, if we're going to empathize with the Pope for a minute, and I think we should, the Pope thought he was doing good things. And so while we're empathizing with the Pope, think about, this is what it feels like to be wrong, you know? Like, a lot of people misunderstand the feeling of being wrong, like, while you're wrong. You know the feeling of having been wrong. I was wrong. Oh, I'm so embarrassed and stupid. But we sort of misinterpret what the feeling of being wrong is. Like, we think it feels different than it does. But when we go and we look at it, being wrong, being really wrong, it doesn't feel that weird, right?
Yeah, doesn't feel that different from being right.
Right. So,
Correct, honest, right?
yeah. So, I mean, you know, the Pope was convinced that everything he knew was correct. I mean, you don't get to the head of a machine that big without being like, well, I mean, look how big the machine is, right? Being in awe of the machine itself. Thinking to yourself, well, it's real. So the problem I have, let's talk about one of my good friends, Russell Brand. He and I talk about a lot of the same stuff. And I want to point out that Russell Brand's a very nice person. Okay, he's very polite and he listens to people very well. During the conversation.
In the moment.
In the moment.
That's rare.
Yeah. And engages with them in the present. He's very, very good at that, at being in the present. Which is, it turns out, super incredibly valuable. If you want to be fast. If you want to be fast at this game.
Connect in any way, too. Like,
sure. If you want, well, no. Because you can connect to people without being with them in the moment. Hey, you can write them letters, you can write books, and so your communication with people doesn't have to be immediate, right? But if you want it to be fast, it does, right?
That's true,
If you want it to be quick, if you want to be able to run this race quickly instead of like we got 8 letters done over a year. Well, that's not a very good conversation. So, you know, it's valuable to be here. It's valuable to be in the present. Russell Brand's really good at it. But he's got this idea of a higher power. And it comes through the 12-step program, which he thinks saved him, eh? But it didn't, because Russell Brand saved Russell Brand. Because there was a day where Russell Brand was like, you know, if I don't do anything, this is going to kill me, or destroy what I love, or whatever. Whatever reason, right?
I can see the problems it's causing.
Russell Brand was like, okay, well, I guess I need help. Okay? And that's the moment Russell Brand fixed it. Not the next moment when he found someone to help. Okay? So it was done. See? The work was finished before he even found a partner to do. And he decided he's going to find something to help him fix his life. That's enough. I mean, not that's enough to fix your life. That's enough to take responsibility, to own that responsibility. You move toward the solution. And you never would have picked up that solution if you hadn't moved toward the solution. So don't thank the solution, thank you. And so, but one of the... So, because he thinks it saved him... Jeez, my computer's having a fucking fit right here. I should vacuum it out, double vacuum it out later. So, Russell Brand thinks that the 12-step program saved him. Eh? He's wrong about what saved him. Thinks it's this external thing and not himself, not an internal thing. And one of the steps is... There's a lot of good steps, first of all. There's a lot of steps that help you be like, oh, okay, there's a list of people in the world that I owe apologies to. And I'm ready. I'm ready to give those apologies. I'm a grown-up. I know how to give apologies. You know, I'm going to do it. And that's good. It's good stuff from the 12-step program, you know. It's nice stuff to be aware of. And, you know, go through it even if you're not an addict, because it's a framework of understanding that can go over any imperfection. It doesn't need to cross the line of addiction for this framework to help you come to terms with parts of your reality that you're in control of, that you're going to change, that you want to change, to become in control of the things you're in control of. And I think it's in the 12-step program, in Alcoholics Anonymous, that the Serenity Prayer comes from. Help me change the things that I can change, accept the things that I cannot change, and know the difference between the two, right? That's the Serenity Prayer, that's the 12-step program. And so, you know, there's a lot of dogma in there, in the 12-step. And so it's, you gotta be careful. And so, because that's not true at all.
And it's like, you have to do all of them and not just a few of them, right? It's become...
Well, I don't know. I suppose every community is different because it's...
true.
Because,
I
think it's like a Christian thing. It comes from the book. It doesn't come top down like Mormonism does, Although there are lots of Mormon sects that are not Brighamite. Or, I guess, Nelsonite now. Currently Nelsonites. There's a bunch of Mormons that are not Nelsonites, and the fucking LDS Church is stupid. See, because the word Mormon describes anyone who is a believer in the works of Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon, right? Like, if you believe in the Book of Mormon, you're Mormon. And so, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is also... There are a bunch of Mormons, right? They're not all, the only Mormons. The Restored Church might still be Mormon, I don't know. I'll have to go talk to them about it. So the Church of Jesus Christ saying, call us the Church of Jesus Christ, not Mormons. And it's like, but you are Mormons. It's like people in Europe saying, call us Europeans, don't call us people. And it's like, but you are people. It's like, we're not people, we're Europeans.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but you're people. So, yeah. So, anyway, what are we talking about? 12-step program. So the one step is there's something bigger than you. And, you know, you can't do this. One of the steps is you can't do this alone. And, You know, I'm not sure if that's like code or if that's like... I'm not sure what that step is meant to do. I think the thing would work just as well if you take that out. But, you know, there are things bigger than me, you know? There's trees, you know what I mean? That trees are bigger than me, elephants are bigger than me. Like, it's really stupid. It's a stupid idea to have it in something that's so, pragmatic, I suppose. Something that's working to be a tool has a piece in it that's an addiction, right? Because the program they switch addictions. I'm not sure you can get rid of addictions. I'm not positive that that's the thing that can happen. I think that you can just fill your time with other addictions that take the time away from that one. That's the point. You just look at now as I'm addicted to my family, I'm addicted to this job, I'm addicted to money. You know, you're able to handle your addiction to alcohol, I suppose, with these other things that take you out of the space where all you had was alcohol, right? Because the rats told us that people who are addicted are sad, right? They were sad first, and then addicted. It's not an illness, it's a symptom addiction.
Yes. Yeah.
So
beautifully said.
Right. So then you will get addicted to things that are good. You know, you're alone, so go get addicted to friends, right? Like, fine, you're never going to be over this addiction, so go have friends. They'll take all your time. Right? Like, you'll be too busy to drink because you're addicted to something else, and so, you know, you hear about this a lot in people who find Jesus in prison, right, or after divorce. And as a Mormon, that's what we were looking for, knocking on doors. Let me tell you about one person I met when I was a Mormon. I was a Mormon, and when was this? I was in Nelson, which is
east coast of the Southern Island.
Neither. It's on the north coast of the Southern Island.
Okay.
Nelson. It's gorgeous. They grow apples, a lot of apples there. There's a Catholic cathedral there out of nowhere. It's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, it's really pretty. So I bumped into. It was a bit weird. I was knocking on doors and I met this guy, and he's in his mid-20s and he's got like a 7-year-old daughter, and he just quit the mongrel mob, which was our biker gang, like Hell's Angels, you know. He was, and they're very this gang is insane. Like, there is some violence, like these are violent people, you know, but it's like, it's a whole lifestyle, this mongrel mob thing, you know. It's just, it's what they're doing. It's like Bloods of the Crips, you know, there is some violence, but like it's mostly about, this is your family now, yeah. So this guy had just left the mob, it was the mongrel mob, for his daughter, and it was him and her, and I don't know where the mum was, but we would just teach him the lessons, and he'd be like, alright, so, you know, I'd teach him the lesson, and then the next thing would be like, to get him to say yes to coming back, or to get him to say yes to coming to church or whatever. And so we'd teach it, and then I'd get ready to ask these questions, and get ready for him to just say no, and then move on, and he'd just say yes every time. And I was like, oh, okay. And, I just wasn't seeing. I was just like, okay, but, you know, he's not going to get baptized, right? And then he did. You know, eventually he moved to a little bit west on that island, same island, and so he was in a different missionaries thing. But they eventually he looked them up and got baptized and is a Mormon, became a Mormon, and you know, anyone that had knocked on his door that day, right?
Any self-help, any kind of guru, any kind of
anyone. Yeah. That's right. And the Mormon Church was paying me, well, sort of, right? The Mormon Church was paying my rent to have me in the area knocking on the doors. And that's how the Mormon Church found him. This guy that was ready to listen to anything, because he was literally giving up an addiction that would kill him, right? He was like, I have this addiction, but I'm a father, I have to give it up, and then I'm gonna get another addiction. And there's lots of Christians that will, lots of religious people that will agree with you that yes, I have an addiction, right? That this religious thing I have is an addiction. They'll get it in that framework, and that's good. That's really good, because it's true. It's super true that religion is addiction, right? That I was, you know, it's like I was given cigarettes from the time I was a baby, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be addicted to fucking nicotine. You fucking give your kid, you give special classes where he hangs out and smokes cigarettes with people his age, he's going to be addicted when he's an adult. So I'm an addicted to religion person. Like, that's a huge addiction I have in my life. You know, you can't really kick it. You know, like, once you know how good heroin is, you can't ever forget it. You know, it'd be like, you know, all I gotta do is go hang out with heroin again and I'm back in that place. So, you know, these addictions are lifelong, and these were, inflicted by society. We were handed addictions. We were told which addictions which are the good ones.
Which ones to avoid.
Yeah. Right, because, you know, marijuana is a bad one, and fucking capitalism is a good one. Yeah, right. So, you know, you can look at the whole world as that, you know, if you want, a fucking managing our addictions, our whole lives. So pick good addictions, you can if you want. I mean, it might be a bit too pessimistic, but, you know, we might communicate enough. You know, I'd go over my my list of addictions, you know, just run them off for you. But I think I already have, and I don't want to bore anybody.
Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Touching you, touching me, touching you, can't you touch me? I believe in a thing called love, just as tired of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now, when we look into the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love. I wanna kiss you every minute, every hour, every day. You got me in a spin, but everything is okay. Touching you, touching me, touching you, got you touching me. I believe in a thing called love, just as tired of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now, when we look until the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love. make it now. When I look into the sun goes down, I believe in a thing called love.
Hello. That was The Darkness. They believe in love. I don't know what evidence they have of love. I'm not sure they cited any evidence. That was just a sort of testimonial. Just a statement that I believe in a thing called love. Well, but then I guess the evidence is the rhythm of his heart. Not sure that's good evidence. I'll have to check the math though. It does take a while though, so I'll talk about it later after I do the homework. It takes a few hours to do the... It's quite boring.
Equations and...
There's lots of ums and fuck. You can cross it out and erase it. You've got
the wrong value there.
got to carry the one, all that stuff. So a lot of times people enjoy listening to other people read Reddit to them. There's some people I watch on the YouTubes, and because we're trying to be, like I go to these meetings, and they talk about on brand, and they talk about fucking, thank them early. It's really gross. It's basically just meetings on ways to manipulate people to get what you want, and I find that to be very hypocritical. Because, like, I'm not supposed to do it. I'm not supposed to go out there and say to Catholics, you're evil. Like, I'm not supposed to reprogram, I'm not supposed to manipulate him, eh? When I go out there to the Catholic, and I see him, I'm supposed to be up front with him, eh? Look him in the eye. Say, you're a liar. Right? And I'm not supposed to be like, oh, hello. Don't worry about me. I'm not a problem. I'm your friend here, right?
Just keep talking to me.
Keep talking and, is that right? So where did that evidence come from? So you see how it's like backwards? So, so that's why I go out and dress up and fucking hold up signs, is so that people know that I'm not on their team. They do ask me sometimes, pretty quickly, of like, are you with Jesus? And I'm like, no, of course I'm not with Jesus. Jesus is a piece of shit. Jesus was a dick. He was a racist, fucking misogynist arsehole. Homophobic, probably, unless he himself was gay and he was just in a gay club with all his apostles. Maybe apostle meant cocksucker. I bet...
Or boyfriend.
Yeah. Good luck. When I read the New Testament and I realized that the washing of the feet meant sucking dick, it all made sense to me. It all changed. There's this sort of perspective change that you can have where you're looking straight on like a thing of spaghetti, right? Let's say you're looking at spaghetti, but like you're looking at it straight on, so it's a circle, you know what I mean? And then, there's like this perspective shift that comes with growing out of these black and white religions, these myth-believing religions, where you come out of the spaghetti and then you turn 90 degrees and you look at it and then you see that it's a line, right? So that this circle becomes a line, and you can see how that is the same thing depending on your perspective. That's sort of a thing that I was talking about before, but I don't recall. But, oh well. So what was I saying about smoking the ganj? That's alright, do that. So I'm at this meeting. finish that up, actually. I don't know what you guys are smoking today, but we're still on this.
You're wondering who I am. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. Machine or mannequin. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. With parts made in Japan. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. I am the modern man. I've got a secret I've been hiding under my skin. My heart is human, my blood is boiling, my brain IBM. So if you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. I'm just a man who needed someone and someone to hide, to keep me alive. Just keep me alive. Somewhere to hide, to keep me alive. I'm not a robot without emotions. I'm not what you see. I've come to help you with your problems so we can be free. I'm not a hero. I'm not the savior. Forget what you know. I'm just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control, beyond my control. I need control. I need control. We all need control. I am the modern man. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. Who hides behind a mask. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. So no one else can see. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. My true identity. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, oh Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, oh Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape to where I needed to. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, thank you. Mr. Roboto. Thank you, Mr. Roboto. Please, thank you, Mr. Roboto. The problem's plain to see. Too much technology. Machines to save our lives. Machines humanize. Time has come at last. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. To throw away this mask. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. But now everyone can see. Secret, secret, I've got a secret. My true identity. I'm Kilroy. 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 Kilroy.
There is Domo Arigato, part of the great rock opera by Styx. That you can go see that at your local Broadway musical theatre play show house.
I quite enjoyed the lyrics.
Mm.
I've always enjoyed the tune.
The tune.
Yeah.
So Tuesday is question and answer day, as is every other day that we stream. So, put your questions in the answers, and you'll get the answers out the answer slot. So, and then you push your thing, and don't forget your pin. So, yeah. We're going through the comments here. On my comment section here on YouTube,
Yeah.
and we're just commenting to ourselves about how bad YouTube is at arranging a comment section in a reasonable and rational way.
Yeah.
So the comments are here in total chronological order, and there's no other way to do it. There's no other way to frame it. Open and close conversations and replies and things like that.
Yeah.
And so this was much like the old message boards, the forums back when World of Warcraft was happening.
Oh yeah.
That we had to do a lot of our work over here in the nonsense. It's just so nonsense. Anyway, Steve G says, "Whomever believes or is touched by him shall not go hungry, but have an everlasting full belly." And then he comments, "Flying spaghetti monster is the one true God." Yeah, correct. Of course, the full belly is metaphorical, spiritual, as it were. This full belly of we know where to go to eat, of truth, because it feels good. It's one of our appetites. We have many appetites, and some of them are strange and hard to explain. And because one of our appetites is, I just gotta get on top of a hill. It's a weird appetite. It's like what I want to do is I just want to go to the edge. I just want to see how far I can go that way. Like, we have these weird, strange appetites, and they're okay, but you can we were talking about how to make a cult, and making someone forever hungry is a good way to get them relying on your cult. Okay?
Yeah.
So for the example, North Korea uses this one. Everyone's starving, right?
They literally use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You have an appetite, and not quite fulfilling the need, but being the only place you can come for it, is a cult. But you have to do it false, right? You have to make it false, right? So they can make a lot more food out there, but they're too busy keeping the state going.
Yeah.
They're too busy to make food.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy. So one of our appetites, is learning new things. And in this American culture, we're addicted to it at a very young age, right? They try to get us addicted to learning, right?
Yeah.
And so, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know. But then Christians make you stop, right? You have to stop learning new things.
Yes.
And so that appetite doesn't get fulfilled, and they pretend that they are filling it with their, let me tell you about these new religious ideas, and so...
Or the new way we're saying this word.
Yeah, pseudoscience is really good at this. It's like, well, but let me tell you about the energies and the octaves, because this is the chocolate octave, and it's like, what? Oh, okay, and then you're following it, and a lot of these zodiacs, right? And it's like, if you just read another book about it, it'll all make sense, right? There's pieces that are cool, pieces that you like, but, it doesn't really come together at the end, because you probably just need to read one more book.
Yeah.
And so that's Christianity as well. It's like, there's a lot to learn, air quotes learn, but it's all mythology, There's lots to learn about Thor, right? But the more you learn about him, it's not really there. And video game stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, when you're learning about these characters, you're learning about these characters' movies as well, right? And so, so in religion you've got to stop, because they killed It killed Galileo. You know what I mean? Fucking.
Yeah.
They don't want you to learn stuff. It's bad for religion. They're gonna kill you for it.
Yeah.
And that's what Steve G was saying here. No. So no, that's not what he was saying here. He was saying that Flying Spaghetti Monster is the one true and only creator of this reality, and sort of he allows us to have this full belly. We can learn whatever we want. You can go out and learn real things. You don't have to. You don't have to take your curiosity and point it into this weird closet, you know,
right.
that won't feed it, right? This weird Christian apologetics, and because you think about these street. Well, you think about poor me, who's stuck here in the world of religion, right? Because my brain's broken, right? Because I'm just fascinated by religion. I'm just fascinated that you can get up in the American Congress and talk about hell and abortion in these very religious terms, that there are prayers being said in state assemblies, and like that one where that guy's all like, I'd like to welcome one of my guests in the audience, God, because God's everywhere. And this is like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated by this. I take care of my family, and I'm good at that. I like hanging out with my family. And then when I'm just alone in my free time, I think to myself, how the fuck is Catholicism still a thing, right? How the fuck did Mormonism get so deep in my family? How, that's what I'm obsessed with.
You're like hobby thoughts.
Right, hobby, yeah. And my whole thing is religion. It's all religion. Like I can't think about let's build something out of wood and be like, I love wood. You know, it's
Very
just like
rarely let's come up with a fun video game.
right. Most of the time, it's just like, can you believe that the Jehovah's Witnesses can get away with this shit in the present?
In the current time.
Right, and so let's feel sad for me for a minute about how sad that and limiting that is in my brain, right? Like my stupid brain is only looking at, when it's with its curiosity, only looking at a very narrow world, right? The world of bullshit religion. And that's not the sum and of human achievement. So there's a lot of things that I don't get to spend a lot of time with. You know, I could be spending my time talking about whales. You know, like I could learn all these things about whales. I could know everything about a whale, but instead it's like, no. Do you know what they've done to Copernicus? It's just stupid. You know how many witches are actually burnt? You know how many people died away from their homes for the Crusades? It's just like it's all so stupid. But then, right, after you fucking feel sorry for me and how limited I am in the world that I get to experience, think about how sad it is for these very, very culted people who don't get to look at the whole religious spectrum and enjoy the insanity of it. And like I'm doing, they don't get that entire spectrum of religion.
Yeah.
They're focused on their tiny little closet in this stupid bullshit game, and they literally can't think about anything else for fear of getting kicked out of their family.
Right.
So think about their sad closeted existence. Think about the options available to you as a fucking Amish person, right? Like, you know, it's the sun's down again. It's winter and the sun's down, and your mom's not going to let you burn any more of the things so that you can see. You know, what are you doing now at 5 o'clock until you go to bed at 8:30? What are you doing for those 3 hours? Yeah. Like, what options?
Sitting around talking stories?
Right.
Telling stories?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
how sad, how oppressive to the curiosity religion is, eh? Yeah. How starving, how it starves its adherents of their curiosity. Yeah. Religion is abusive to the curious.
And the data collection.
Right.
that human brains love to do.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's an
Forever.
appetite. It's our appetite.
We've loved it so much we'll just write the names of our relatives down, or
Right.
we'll write about the things we bought.
And so for it to be so human, for it to be so ubiquitous, and then condemned, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's garbage. So yeah, if you're
Destroying humans' curiosity.
yeah, whatever addiction you have that fucking gets in the way of your curiosity, you know, curiosity is a better addiction. I'm saying, if one of your abusive addictions is making you choose between curiosity and itself, it better be fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, curiosity. I mean, how else are you gonna kill the cat? You know, it's gonna come back the very next day
Yep.
unless you have curiosity
Yep.
as one of your tools.
Pee all over the place and yell like crazy. So, I mean, you gotta get that curiosity in there. We'll never get sleep.
Or we'll never get sleep. We won't get any sleep until we arrive in Brooklyn. I don't know how far away we are from Brooklyn, though. Do they tell us? We're gonna have to. You know what? I don't often do this. Generally, I have my shit like queued up. But right now,
Today, non-Q day?
today's a special day because it's
Ooh.
Tuesday. Do you know who sings "No Sleep Till Brooklyn"?
I'd like to say Beastie Boys.
You're right.
Oh, good.
Congratulations.
Felt like I should really know that one.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn with
Compared to
lyrics.
either.
This is what we want right here. First, we gotta mute it so you guys don't have to be assaulted. By the corporations again. Corporations were almost in our life for a minute. Those people who gain access into our private lives with their multi-billion dollars. Speaking of multi-billion dollars, you heard about Monsanto?
No.
Monsanto has to give.
Wait, who is Monsanto?
Monsanto is this multinational conglomeration that specializes in agricultural things.
Pesticides sometimes.
Pesticides and they are trademarking corn, you know what I mean?
Okay.
If they find you with their corn, they're gonna sue you, kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because they're like, we got the trademark on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotcha.
and it's like, cool, it blew over into my thing, and they're like, well, then you stole our seeds, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yikes.
It's like that kind of thing. So that's Monsanto. They're really awful. They're like, you know, they're up there. You know, like people talk a lot about Nestle. People talk a lot about Monsanto. You know, Halliburton, that was around for a while. People talked a lot about that. But like Monsanto. And so now they got to give $2 billion to a couple in California because that couple definitely got cancer from Roundup. So yeah, $2 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Why is it going to just one couple? Why isn't it going to so many people?
Because, I mean, can you prove that Roundup caused your cancer? Because they could.
Right.
That's all. That's why. Because some people can prove it.
Yeah.
And some people it's just alleged. And so, you know, if you allegedly give someone cancer, that doesn't cost anything. But if you do actually give someone cancer, 2 people cancer, it costs $1 billion.
Yeah.
$1 billion for cancer. And that's cool. That's nice. Because I've got 2 sisters with cancer, and I think they deserve $1 billion each. I think they could do a lot of good with it. So, hopefully it was Monsanto. So, we'll see. Get in and call that guy, 222-2222, to be part of the, what are they called? Class action lawsuits against Monsanto.
That sounds about right.
Do you know anybody with cancer? You get $1 billion.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Foot on the pedal, never ever false metal. Engine running hotter than a boiling kettle. A job is a job, it's a damn good time.
Hello, Ian Wood. Thank you for joining us again on the live stream here, the Pastafarian live stream.
Yes, hello.
It's pretty chill today. We're just sort of examining the lyrics of our friends, the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
We were asking ourselves previously, how far away are we from Brooklyn? Like, when can we expect the sleep? Are we like 3 stops away? You know. So we had to examine these this poetry here to see what these young men were talking about, and it turns out, I think you will agree with me, that they were talking about the end of the tour was that's what they were waiting for. Brooklyn was signifying the end of the tour.
Yeah.
That they are rocking and traveling men, and they are giving their all to this thing that they owe to their fans. You know, and you might think that my interpretation of this poem is incorrect, but I do want to point out: another plane, another train, another bottle in the brain, another girl, another fight, another drive all night. That seems to describe to me sort of the touring life. So, you know, poetry is very evocative of these things, of taking your show on the road and sort of helping you see what it's like to be one of these old-timey rock and rollers.
Yeah.
So, you know...
Sense it instead of just hear it explained.
Right. Instead of just like in a book, once upon a time there were these troubadours who would travel about. It's just like, no, let's hear it in their own words. Let's listen to the poetry of the very people themselves to really understand that time and era. That even though it is in a language that may be a bit different than ours, that takes a little bit of work to get to the core of these poems, it very much is worth it, because this is where a lot of people were able to put all of their emotion. They were able to encapsulate that in these sort of things. Are they still performing? I don't know. What's Nuts died, MCA died a while back, so they're getting old enough to be old men. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I can't remember the last time I heard from the old Beastie Boys there. I've got right here a note to talk about one of my obsessions, because, you know, as a street preacher, I am very interested in other people who are motivated to street preach. I'm very interested because, you know, like, you're always worried about how crazy you are, eh? How insane you actually are. So you got to just check around you and make sure that the people around you are maybe sort of sane, right? And if so, you know, I look at all the other street preachers and be like, are they all insane? And the answer is almost all of them. Some of them are not, but almost all of them are just straight up out of their minds. And one of my favorites is Ruben Israel. You've probably seen him. He's been doing it for a long time, and he just loves to just stand there. If you've seen any sort of stories or documentaries on preachers, they've probably flashed some of his shit. But he's not very mean and aggressive like Westboro, but I think that he would be upset that I said that. I think he wants to be like Westboro, right? He wants to be super mean and aggressive, but he really is just a really cute guy. Like, he's just really nice. He's just pretending to be all tough. He's really cuddly, but he does do some really weird shit on Facebook. He definitely loves to talk about dead people. Like, more than anyone I've ever known, he just talks about someone who's dead. In his Facebook, he's just like, "Hi guys." So I guess he's going to these same meetings I'm going to. Yeah, he's the bearded one. Ian Wood asks, "Is he the bearded one?" Ian Wood also says that the Beastie Boys finished touring in 2012. Well, that's poetic. Yeah, they gave us a lot of good work. Even when I was deeply in Mormont back in 1988. I still remember. He did it like this. He did it like that. He did it with a wiffle ball bat. So I'm on the run. So yeah, fucking. I mean, you know, I remember them from '88. They were rad. So yeah, Ruben Israel is the bearded dude, and so on Facebook, we're talking about Joe is returning to us now. We're talking about Ruben Israel and the weird shit he does on Facebook.
Yeah.
He loves to talk about dead people. So he's probably going to the same meetings I was saying that I'm going to. These brand meetings that you got to go to. How to promote your brand on social media, and it's like. Every single seminar you go to is about that nowadays. And all the meetings that I think are talking about restructuring my debt and maybe, like, saying that the knees are off limits, they all turned out to be about this as well. How to fool the algorithm into fucking giving people your videos. It's like, I don't want to. I just want to... I don't want to inflate my audience. I just want the audience of Pastafarians that want to talk about Pastafarianism every fucking day. Because they're crazy like me. I don't want to turn people into that. So anyway, so he's going to these meetings where they say, make sure you do one post a day, right? Make sure that you keep consistent with your schedule. Yeah, because that's really, that fucking humans are really addicted to that shit. And it's like,
Focus
fuck.
on 4 subjects.
Yeah.
To it.
So, yeah. So, Ruben Israel's trying to, like, post something to Facebook every day. And his default shit is... talk about someone who died on this day. Like, he looks up the day, and he looks up people who died on this day. This is his, just when he's got nothing to talk about, just shoot the shit, sort of vamp, right? Vamping to Facebook. He'll look up the day, he'll find out who died on that day, he'll go to their Wikipedia, and then he'll talk about them. And he'll tell you about them. He'll be like, 5 years ago today, so-and-so had their fucking... meeting with destiny, destined with meeting with God, and finally left this mortal coil, blah blah blah. And then he'll just read you some of the wiki. Like it's like 9 paragraphs, these posts about this person, and most of it's just fucking wiki shit. And then at the end he'll be like, I didn't really see anything about religion in there, but you know, if you don't embrace Jesus, you're going to hell. So Ruben Israel, if you die before Ruben Israel, anyone in the planet, he's definitely going to talk about you after you're dead. He loves to pick on dead people. He used to say whatever he wants about you. It really sucks, though, you know, because it's always like, it's the day after, you know? You have that day of like, oh shit, Peter Mayhew died? Oh, that sucks. Oh, okay. Or like, oh, fucking, David Bowie died? Oh, that's weird. You know, and then you get to have a whole day of emotions about that. And then tomorrow, Ruben Israel walks in and goes, "Oh yeah, you know, died yesterday." It's so fucking funny. He's like, "Oh, you know, he's rotting in hell right now." Like, okay.
No time to mourn him.
Right. And everyone's going to hell, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, he's never telling you about somebody who died that's like, and I'm sure this person went to heaven. It's always like, should have repented, asshole! You're on fire now! Ha ha ha, I told you! It's real fucked up shit. It's real fucked up shit. And so, you know, when Ruben Israel dies, you know, the next day I'm going to say, so Ruben Israel doesn't exist anymore. He is in oblivion where he began. And all of Ruben Israel is contained in the past now. Congratulations. You know, it's a shitty thing to do. So I'm going to do it. So that's going to be my eulogy to Ruben Israel. Well, at least he's all in the past. He finally knows now what oblivion feels like, even though he denied it his whole life, even though he wanted some fantasy instead of reality.
Yeah.
Now reality has finally hit him right in the dick, and that motherfucker exists no more. In no plane whatsoever does he literally exist. He exists only in our memories and in the marks that he put on this planet. And those marks will fade because hate fades. Eh?
Yep.
So there's your eulogy, eh? Fucking Ruben Israel, if you want to hear it before you die, you get to fucking experience your own eulogy like Tom Sawyer. Congratulations. The great American dream, of course, is to hear your own eulogy without having to die. That is the American dream as
It
given
is.
to us by Tom Sawyer. And because I love you so much, Ruben Israel, because you've given me so many moments of joy, I give you that gift. That gift. Peek into the future that you won't be in. You'll exist nowhere. You'll exist nowhere, but I've invited you into that day. You're welcome. Now all you have to do is die before me. But I think you will. He is in the sun a lot. Like, he's out there. He's one of those out there as often as he can. Well funded because he's been doing it for 10 years. He's been doing it for longer than me, actually. Like, I've been doing it since 97, if you count my Mormon shit. But he's fucking doing it longer than me. He's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. He's sort of last generation motherfucker. Jesse Morrell really looks up to him, and Jesse Morrell's been doing it for 10 years.
Wow.
Jesse Morrell hasn't been doing it for as long as I've been doing it, because, 97. 98, actually, because I got to New Zealand in 97, the last day of 97.
Yeah.
I was training in the MTC. You want to talk about the
Well,
MTC?
training counts, so it's still 97, dude.
Yeah, I didn't knock on any doors until 98.
Yeah, but you're still training for your job. You've still taken that job.
Yeah, but then they get to count their schooling. When they go to Bible school, I definitely don't want them to count that. Because, they just went to Bible school. Like, they just went to Bible school instead of actual school, so, it's just religion. Yeah, so Ruben Israel's an asshole because he talks shit about dead people. Come talk it to my face, motherfucker. You know where I am. Come to Denver. You know where I am, Ruben Israel. You coward. Just like, you know who else is a fucking coward? Kerrigan fucking Skelly. So, he's really behind on his editing, so I don't know how he gets all the fucking views, so I bring this shit up in my meetings. I'm like, dude, Kerrigan Skelly's got more views than me, and he does it bad. He doesn't fucking follow these rules you're following. He takes forever to upload his shit.
What's the answers they give you?
They say, when you start making money, you get to fucking start getting to tell us what to do. It's sort of like this thing about where the money's coming from. It's really patronizing. I don't want to get you involved in it. That's a good question. What the fuck were we talking about? Ruben Israel? Kerrigan Skelly. So, his shit is way behind. He posts his shit fucking 3 months later. He just posted a thing, this, motocross. He was in front of a motocross event? Yeah, figure that out. In Georgia. He's like, what are we gonna protest? Fucking motocross. They're really just looking for excuses. I don't have that problem, you know what I mean? I'm not just going around being like, hey, these guys have a religious thing, we're picketing these guys today. Pastafarians aren't showing up fucking on weird ideas. And, Nola Gospel Tracks does this too, and it's really cute. Because he's just going to town, right? And he's like, we're going to be picketing who's ever at the Pantages Theatre. And so those are fun ones, when he goes down and he's like, I don't know the name of the theatre. That Pantages is in LA, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. It's just like some random artist, right?
Yeah,
I can't even.
whoever's gonna be there.
Yeah, and then he just reads their Wikipedia page, much like Ruben Israel. I do the same though. I did the same for. No, I don't, because I don't talk to people with Wikipedia pages, unfortunately. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't even checked Kerrigan Skelly's Wikipedia page. We're gonna have to check it. Yeah, I bet it's full of lies, eh? Like Wikipedia is about all this Christian stuff.
Shit, we
Full of
gotta check
lies.
that page.
Everything about religion is a lie on Wikipedia. Everything about not religion is super true and trustworthy. But that's the point, is that's how they get you. Is they get you to trust them because the algorithm works really well for things like geology and history and things like that. But for, religion, it's just full of lies. So if you ever go to a religious Wikipedia page, you can ignore everything it says. And you can expect it to say things that are against what you believe. Diametrically opposed to what you believe. So now that you expect it, now you can go there. Now you're not afraid of it. Now you know what to expect when you search, is Jesus historical? It's going to say no, because it's a lie. So now you know it's going to be a lie and it says no. Go read it, and go read the lies, and see if you can disprove any of those lies. Because that's a fun exercise. That's something you can let your curiosity do. If you're not allowed to let your curiosity flow, you can definitely do it in Christianity. I mean, in your own thing. So go ahead and do it for that. I'm sure we were talking about something important. Weren't we? Damn! Damn you, weed! Why on earth would you make it so that I can only keep one thought in my head? Should we talk about that as an exercise, one thought in your head? So you know, you're a brain. You live in a brain. You can only do things a brain can do, eh? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, brains have sort of problems, eh? You know, things they're bad at.
Yep.
And as a consequence of that, you can expect to be bad at that.
Yep.
Right? That follows, right? Mm-hmm. And so one of the things... Shit, what was the thing we were going to talk about?
Train of thought.
Yeah, exactly that. Because you really... So, computers, a real computer that you're using, right? It has like... They talk about 4 cores, right? And it's like... You hear about that? It's a 4-core processor.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so each of those cores is like one computer from the 80s, right?
Oh,
so,
fun.
and those computers can only do one thing at a time, right?
Okay.
It seems like they can do a ton of stuff, but they cannot. They do a little bit of this, and they stop doing that, and then they do a little bit of that, then they stop doing that, and they do a little bit of that, and then they come back to the first one.
Gotcha, so they're rotating.
Yeah.
Or
So it seems like they're doing so many things at once, but they are doing only one thing at once very, very fast. And your brain does exactly that, nothing different from that. You are a 1-core processor. It sucks, but you're a 1-core processor. And so, if you think you're good at, like, holding lots of things in your head, you're wrong. And so what you should do is go hang out in a place where you can only hold one thought in your head, and then you're like, oh, yeah. This is me all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm always this. Sometimes I pretend I'm not.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do invite you to join me down here for the religious sacrament of let's see what it's like to only hold one thought in your head, because that's religion. So, and we get to smoke weed. And also, listen to this. This is interesting. Listen to this. Denver has just voted to make it legal or decriminalize mushrooms. So if you're in Denver and you're taking mushrooms and you need a shaman to walk you through this experience, I'm a licensed shaman. If you're thinking about taking mushrooms in Denver, please do tweet me. Need a shaman, need a guru at such place. We have pizza, eh?
Uh-huh.
We have the long version of Blade Runner on Laserdisc.
Yeah, but please bring your shaman suggestions for... Because, right, aren't they hiring you or asking for your assistance to guide them through it?
No. See,
No.
Okay, no. Here's what it is. Okay, let's pretend you want to get to the top of Everest.
Uh-huh.
Right? And you hire a Sherpa, right? Because the Sherpa's the guru. That's me. I've been to the top of Everest a number of times. My family sort of lives on this side of the mountain. We just go up and down here. And we're just taking you from here to there.
Right.
So
I'd expect you to know the way.
Right. But, I'm not going to take you to the top of Everest. Because between sea level, where you've been, and the top of Everest, that entire path is your journey. What I'm doing is I'm making sure you don't die between here and there. I'm not showing you the way. The way is obvious. The top of the tallest mountain is right there.
Uh-huh.
You just go that way. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not showing you the way. I'm there while you do it. Designated driver. Right? Because you can be like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? And you'd be like, that is the wind. And you go, oh, because I thought it was an animal. And you're like, you're thinking that because you are really lightheaded right now. But I'm not showing you the way to the top of the mountain.
Gotcha. You're just there to... Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Right.
Keep the person safe.
Right.
Keep them remembering you are fucked up in the head.
Yeah, and
It's
you
okay.
don't need me to show you the path.
Yeah.
You don't need that from me.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I know. I've done it. Yeah, put your foot there. If you want me to say that, I will. That's not what you need from me. What you need from me is to say, we're going to go down the mountain right now, and next time you do this, you're going to get to the top. That's what you need me for, right? Be like, we've learned a lot of things, and we've had a great fucking time, and you've done a lot of progress, and this is all we're doing on this trip, right? That's what the Sherpa's for. That's what the Guru's for. But definitely not to carry you to the top, right? If you're like, I can't make it, then it's like, cool, let's go back down, right?
Yeah, here's where I'm choosing camp. We're going to take a break.
Right, we're sleeping here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is, So it's not like I was thinking then of you are providing the experience with the music,
Yes.
the lights.
Yes.
No, you're being the sober driver.
No, I'm not sober. That is another problem.
Oh.
That's another problem. Is I'm on the mountain, right?
Oh, that's true.
The oxygen for me is like it's for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Then that's another
I
problem.
like stories, so my brain keeps trying to find example.
Right,
Hot
right.
ones.
Yes. The Hot Ones is very close because we're not looking at his face because we get to see it every fucking week.
Yeah.
We're looking at the guest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But he's eating that shit,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
sometimes he's like, oh shit, it's fucking me up today.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm saying that might happen, but I'm saying we're going as far as you want to go. And then we'll turn around, we'll go back. If we get to the top, we can get to the top. So, yeah. And if you want to do it with mushrooms, I'll be there. If you want to do it with weed, I've got things that I'll point at along the way. I'll be like, hey, while we're here, look over there. And you'll be like, holy shit. Would you look at that view, right? Look at what I can see from here. Oh my god. My village looks so small. And the neighboring village is so incredibly close now, isn't it? It's just right over that hill. They're practically the same, aren't they? I'm going to point at things. So, yeah, that's nice. I think that fills the sort of thing of like, but I expect stuff from you. And it's like, okay, yeah. I will point at things, but yours is the path, eh?
Yeah,
Especially because, what if you don't really want to get to the top, eh?
Yeah.
What if you're like, it's this lake I was bound for the whole time. I wasn't bound for the peak. I was bound for this lake. I'm going to baptize myself in it in the name of truth and communication, or whatever. Who knows what your story is? That's the point. That's the point. These gurus who hijack your experience, these gurus who come into your weddings and your funerals, and they bring their God there, and they make it about their God. Those people are abusing you. This is your life. This is your experience. The more I put my name on it, the more I've taken from you.
Yes.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for that.
It's truth, man.
Yeah. So, I've studied a lot of gurus.
What you've taken from it.
Right. And I'm not here to take from you, because this is not the vampiric situation. It is a collaborative. The sum of the parts are worth more than the whole in many circumstances. You don't have to evoke magic to see it. The sum of the parts are more than the whole. You get something out of it, I get something else. And mine's guaranteed. What I get out of it's guaranteed, So it's not, we don't even have to worry about it, right? So if there's because if you remember to tell your friends to like and subscribe, then this thing is gonna do better and better. We made 12 cents last week. I have no idea how it happened. We've been turned off of money for YouTube for over a year, and then all of a sudden last week 12 cents. No clue how to do it, how we did it, other than something to do with just streaming every stupid day, right?
Yesterday I looked at it and it said premium red or
Yeah. So someone.
There's some data, but I don't know
something.
what it means.
But so but it really was bad for me in the meetings. They're like, see, it's working, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're counting 12 cents as their you take whatever evidence there is as all the evidence you need.
Yep.
Ian Wood says, are they the magic mushrooms that make you laugh at everything? I think that I don't know. I can see laughing, but definitely like to see it and to enjoy it, to see the oneness of everything.
They call it hallucinogens.
Hallucinogens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weed has more of a prepondency. More of a, what is the thing where people talk about you? What is that?
Paranoia?
No. So it has a reputation. Fuck. My brain is broke. Weed has a reputation to make you laugh.
Oh.
More than mushrooms.
Oh.
Mushrooms have the reputation to make you fucking stare at your hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then there could be laughing involved in that, but it's more of a like, you see the oneness of the universe. Eh?
Yeah.
So that's the point, is that's a religious experience. Jordan Peterson proposes that no one can quit an addiction without a spiritual event. And magic mushrooms are a spiritual event. Fasting for 3 days is going to the yearly away.
Yeah.
The yearly away trip, that's guaranteed a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
So, religions do it, or the traditional religions, the Mormon religions did it with fasting and
Youth camps.
Yeah, youth camps and the holidays, the yearly rituals, taking all of those, hijacking all of those.
As well as adding some to the general conference twice a year.
Right. Twice a year meetings. Yeah.
They added a lot of events.
Right, and so those are they're doing LSD.
My time.
I know, right? So they're doing it. They're doing weekly sessions, right? So if you're like, once a year I want to do fucking magic mushrooms in fucking Denver where it's legal, and I want to have a shaman for it. Fucking yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's a fun feature.
You need to cut back on the weed, said Ian Wood. Yeah, I suppose. I gotta grow my own is what I gotta do. That would be great.
Yeah.
But if you do want to experience either, the mind of God, which magic mushrooms can deliver to you, or experience what it is to be in the reality that you can only have one thought in your head at a time, then come on down to Denver. I've got some drugs we can try. Also, if you don't want to do drugs, that's fine. We can do a fast. I know how to do that. I've got the tools for that. I can make you see some crazy fucking shit if all you want to do is fast. Definitely. Especially if you're willing to do like some weird sort of sexual fast, eh? If you're willing to interrupt your normal sexual activities for me, I can definitely make you feel some very, very strange things. So, yeah, I can manipulate you spiritually like anyone can. If you live in a religion and you're like, I like the Catholic Church because they give me all this sexual shame, and where else am I going to get it? It's a kink now. I'm addicted to it. They've scarred me this way. Now it's a strange kink of mine. I don't know what to do with it other than sort of celebrate it and bring it to my religious leaders. It's like, well, that's the point. Is a lot of people get weird religious shit or weird shit out of all of these religions. And if you need weird shit from your religion, and this is a true religion, then you can get your weird shit here. And so, I'm the prophet for that. Come and get your weird shit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'm excited. It sounds really fun.
Yeah, except for, like, no shitting there. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Religious experiences.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm here in
illegal
a
drugs.
porn studio, and I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing here?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about in this porn studio? It's to be Pastafarianism. We're not talking about porn. We're talking about
Yeah,
Pastafarianism.
we were talking about Pastafarianism.
That's right. Anyway, like I was saying.
Bust it.
This here's a jam for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get females, get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex her, but you're standing on the wall like you was Poindexter. Next day's function, high class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance cause she likes the groove, so come on fatso and just bust the move. Just bust the move. And you're wishing someone could cure your lonely condition. Looking for love in all the wrong places. No fine girls, just ugly faces. From frustration, first inclination is to become a monk and leave the situation. But every dark tunnel has a light of hope, so don't hang yourself with a celibate rope. New movies showing, so you're going. Could care less about the 5 you're blowing. Theater gets dark just to start the show. Then you spot a fine woman sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow, she says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust the move. Just bust the move. In the city, ladies look pretty. Guys tell jokes so they can seem witty. Tell a funny joke just to get some play. Then you try to make a move and she says no way. Girls are faking, goodness saking. They want a man who brings home the bacon. Got no money and you got no car, then you got no woman. And there you are. Some girls are sadistic, materialistic. Looking for a man makes them opportunistic. They're lying on the beach perpetrating a tan so that a brother with money can be their man. So on the beach you're strolling, real high rolling. Everything you have is yours and not stolen. A girl runs up with something to prove, so don't just stand there and bust the move. Just bust the move. Break it down for me, fellas. Has a brother Larry. In 5 days from now he's gonna marry. He's hoping you can make it there if you can, cause in the ceremony you'll be the best man. You say neato, check your libido, and roll to the church in your new tuxedo. The bride walks down just to start the wedding, and there's one more girl you won't be getting. So you start thinking, then you start blinking. A bridemaid looks and thinks that you're winking. She thinks you're kinda cute, so she winks back, and now you're feeling really firm cause the girl is stacked. Reception's jumping, bass is pumping. Look at the girl and your heart starts thumping. Says she wanna dance to a different groove. Now you don't want to do, G, bust the move. You want it, you got it. You want it, baby. Just bust the move. You want it, you got it. You want it, baby. Move it, boy.
There you go. That's that. That's some music. Ian Wood says, I don't think it would work on me. Speaking about one of the ways that we were going to achieve a religious experience, spiritual experience. There are lots of ways to have these spiritual experiences. There are many, many ways. Some of them are a bit more dangerous than others, and some of them don't work on some people, these ways of being achieving a spiritual experience. And so, you don't have to be embarrassed about which ones work on you and which ones don't. It's like being embarrassed about color blindness, It's like, I can't see these colors. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, some people can't. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be embarrassed about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see those colours, we do have solutions. But, if you're like... You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed. Colour blindness. Anyway, I've got things to do. I've got to end right now, actually, at 1:30. I've got to end early today. Usually, I'm trying for a 2 o'clock. 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock is what they have on the schedule for me at the porn studio. Even though they kind of don't really care about the schedule, like the schedule is, there's lots of times that I've shown up and I'm like, hey, it's time for streaming,
Yeah.
Hold on a moment. So no, I've got to go. I have to get out of here. I have to get going. But before I get going, I've been thinking about this fucking Catholic dude in the street. Because I haven't shown you all of the video yet. Like, it's all up on there, but we haven't watched it on the stream here,
Mm-hmm.
We haven't watched it during RadioShow. And, on the stream here. So I want to just sort of finish it up and wrap it up so that I can get him out of my fucking thoughts. Because fucking, he was out there again on Sunday, that motherfucker. He was out there. I just know it. And he was giving him those eyes, and he was telling those lies on the streets. I just know it, eh? And I wish that I was out there too. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's a little bit of Jesse's Girl. Yeah. See what I've done there? I just sort of
Changed.
yeah. Just
Improv.
yeah, a little bit of improvisational comedy there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking a class for that at my local thing. If you do want to see me in my improvisational comedy troupe, we perform on Saturday nights. We are not filming it yet and posting it to YouTube because a lot of our members are still too sort of shy for that. So if you do want to see it, it's only live. It's down at the community theatre. Do please check the website and the link in the description. In the link in the description.
So you're gonna wrap up the priest, huh?
I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna stop talk. I'm gonna talk about him so that I can stop thinking about him.
All right, let's try it.
Let's try it. At the end, so it goes through a lot of phases, and and he's like, "Oh, I want to talk to you afterwards," and I'm like,
It felt disingenuous.
Yeah, and then here I am afterwards, and he's like, "Yeah, I just have to talk to this person." It's like, And so just really, really easily he would walk away, and then later he's like, I was trying to talk to you, but then you talked to that other guy, and I go, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Here I am, let's talk, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I bring him to the camera after he fucks off, and it's like, dude, I really gotta go. And he's like, anyway, he's like, I really gotta go. He comes up to me and he's like, I've gotta go back to my thing because this is really important. And it's like, first of all, it's not really important, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking keeping the Catholic Church going is not reliant on this guy. He's not important in the overall scheme of things. He can sit there and talk to me for 8 hours, right? He has the time and the imperative. He just doesn't have the inclination, right? He should do it and he can do it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want to do it. And so I'm really mad at him at the end, and I'm just sort of denouncing him and calling him a liar in the streets. And I'm claiming the streets like Batman. And it's really fun. It was a really fun thing to do. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Because he starts that last conversation with a jab. And so then I jab him back to his face, and he's like, that's not fair. And then I just keep jabbing him. So, because he had already said, this is our last chance, I'm going to walk away after this one. He already made it clear. And then he's like, because I don't know if you have good intentions. I'm like, fuck you, dude. He addresses the way I'm dressed. He's like, you look at the way you're dressed, I'm not sure you have good intentions. And it's like, cool, like everyone who wears that outfit has good intentions, right? Like, and so, I jab him back, and then he's like, well, blah, 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 the Nazis. And it's like, well, if they're wearing the clothes, dude, right? So, anyway, at the end, I'm telling him, why he should stop. I'm not cleaning the streets anymore. I'm telling him that one day he needs to grow up. I'm saying, you really can help people. If you want to help people, you can. I can help you. I can make it so that you're not wasting time for a dead God. If you want to help these people in the streets, if you want to care about them, you have to grow up first, and you have to stop telling lies. If you want to help people. I had to. I was preaching lies. I was preaching the lies of Jesus Christ. I was preaching the lies of Joseph Smith. I was preaching a lot of people's lies. And you have to stop. You have to stop preaching lies. You have to only preach things that are true. You have to give yourself the responsibility for the shit that's coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, at the very end of it, the last thing that I said was that he owes all these people apologies, and he's never going to be able to give them. That he is going to regret the stupid things that he said.
Yeah.
That if you tell stupid lies to people and you've harmed them, you're going to want to apologize, and you can't. There's nothing I can do to apologize to the people that I lied to, let alone the people that I was racist to, the people that I called faggots and harmed. There's no way to fix the damage I did when I was a myth believer. And that's why they have to stop. You have to. You've got to stop now. So I've got to go, guys. I've got to do some chores. I'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Thanks for coming. Talmor is here again. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate. Sorry that we're going. We've got some chores to do. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
I'm holding on your rope, got me 10 feet off the ground. And I'm hearing what you say, but I just can't make a sound. You tell me that you need me, then you go and cut me down.